Okay, so yeah, so I hope you guys remember last night that we studied about pandas library, which is used for data manipulation, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then in pandas we basically have seen how to read a CSV file. You can read multiple types of file, but in this scenario we read a CSV file. Okay,
Yes.
and then like for getting the top two rows we used head and tail. And then like if you want to change the index with any specific column, you can also change the index by this. And sorry. And then like if you want to like know the columns of the data frame, then I mean this is basically called as a data frame, right? If you want to know the columns, then you have dot columns. If you know want to know the number of rows and columns, then you can say dot
Shape.
shape. If you want to know the data types of the columns, then you say do data types. You can convert the type, I mean you can do typecasting between columns using as type function, right? And then you have describe as well, which basically describes all of the numerical data points into their respective summarization. For example, mean, min, max, standard deviation, quartiles, and everything. And then you also have value counts, which basically gives you like okay, like for categorical features, how many times any specific value has been repeated, right? And then like we have seen how we can like basically do filtering in the data set. Suppose if I want from the entire cars data frame, I want only the records where the cylinder have value is 8, then this is how you do it, right? You can join multiple conditions as well using like and or operator. Okay, like you, but then we have to also make sure that whatever conditions we are joining, it should be in one uh, round brackets, right? And
Yeah.
operator and or operator have their respective short forms, as in like symbols. This is and for this is for and, this is for pipe is for or, this is for negation. Okay, that snake symbol is for negation, right? And you can also like use indexing for retrieving records
You're
within
not
a.
sharing your screen, Shant.
Oh, so sorry, but I hope you guys are following.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought I was sharing screen. Yeah, so I hope now the screen is visible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can also use indexing, right? You can also use indexing for like retrieving records from a
Filtering.
specified index, right? So yeah, this is how you do it. And then we see I have seen what is lock and ilock. Ilock is basically integer location, which is basically used for retrieving records within a specified index. And in integer location, which is ilog, you can only use conditional formatting if it is related to index. Okay,
Yeah.
and you can't use anything apart from numbers. That is even the columns. For specifying the columns, you need to give numbers only.
Hmm.
Okay, but when it comes to location, just plain location, you can use the index for both of them. For now our row index is nothing but you have your like numbers, and for column index it is nothing but your column name. So for location you would be using numbers and your column names. And in location you can have conditional formatting, as in you can also use the like similar to SQL where condition, you can use condition formatting as well. Okay, and then you can also specify which columns you want. This is the main idea difference between location and integer location. Any doubts until now?
Uh, for the lock and iLock, okay.
Hmm.
Uh, can you just see if I use lock,
Hmm.
okay, then it was regarding the query which we did, that is range 1020
Hmm.
one, the one which was different than the like it was something which was out of the box. We got this query. So this range 10 to 20, okay, you used is in clause in this,
Hmm.
okay. So and you use ilock as well in this, correct?
Hmm.
So if it was lock, I could just define the index and use a query. It will work.
If it was log, no. Here also, the reason I will tell you why, because if I do the same exact thing, okay,
Hmm.
with location it will work. But if I say,
Yeah, yeah.
like the one which you are saying, right, as we had discussed yesterday, that if I say, okay, I want like 10 to 20 record 20 rows, this
Hmm.
actually would give me invalid syntax.
Text.
For
Okay.
this, like, you can do, instead of like saying index is and all that stuff, what you can do is you can say something like this, okay, dot location, okay, and I want all of the columns, you will get this, and after this you can say that my HP should be more than 180. Now, although this will give the same exact result, but I explained you
Hmm.
yesterday, right? Like, here this is only corresponding to 10 records, whereas this filtering which
Hmm.
we are doing is corresponding to entire 32 records.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
why, that is the reason it is like giving user warning. If you don't need this, then
Hmm.
the best way, like, and if you don't want to use index, okay, index is in and all that stuff, then the best way to do it, the how Regina has done, like, you basically now create a
Very.
sample, like, variable, sample df, and
Hmm.
on top of sample df you just say sample df, and then you say that hp should be greater
Uh,
than
can we apply conditions
10.
on head and tail?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say I have cars df dot head. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
again, but that's the thing. Like, if I do this cars df dot, let's say, gear, it will give me, but then it will also give me user warning.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, this is something. Any doubts?
Hmm. Got it.
Okay, so this user warning is what is the other way of doing this head with a gear this thing this query without user warning?
Then you just do something like top 5 rows.
Assigning a variable.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
and then you say top 5 rows, then you say top 5 rows. You can also mention something like this as well, like instead of like giving it here, you can also say dot gear as well, equal to 4.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
So we can always use dot as well instead of putting
Yeah.
it in a bracket.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we move ahead?
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, until now we have seen like this. Now you have this car df which has like same shape and everything. uh, you can also like rename the columns. Okay, like for example this am basically means automatic or manual, which is a binary value. Okay, now if you say car df dot am dot value cars, you will get that out of 32 cars 19 of them are manual and one basically mean one is basically automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for let's say that am is like very confusing, it can be the time or it can be like what exactly is it you don't know, so you can also rename it by saying car tf dot rename, and inside it you need to give columns equal to, you will say am, and this you will rename it to automatic or manual. Okay, if you do this it will return you the df with the renamed name. Okay, but it won't, but again if you say cars df it won't do it. Okay, you have to either do either of things, which is one is like either once you do this operation then you have to uh, update the cars df data frame variable. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if I do this then it will, this will basically reflect, or else there is also one more possible option. Let me actually reload this 1 second. One more possible option is, see, if you are now getting this right, instead of
Yeah.
doing something like this, actually let me create a, yeah. So if you see here now, if I want to no not if I want to do it in place as in I don't want to reassign the variable. Okay, I want to basically do it like within that function itself. Then what you can do is, instead of like reassigning it, you can use something called as in place. In place equal to true. So when I say in place equal to true, it what it basically means that whatever operation I'm performing here, make the changes in the car df itself. So
Okay.
if I do this, then it will automatically reflect. So either of these two ways you can use. Typically I use
In
in
place.
place equal to true because that is much faster.
It's basically like updating the variable uh, with data, which but it can be for both for the column and also the data inside that column,
Yeah,
or just the
no, no,
column.
no. Just the column. Okay, just the column. But let's say that you want to, let's say, update on any specific condition. Let's say,
Okay,
uh,
suppose
hmm,
if I want to change the model name
hmm. Which
from
model name
Mazda
will?
RX to RX6,
Okay.
suppose.
So for that, what you need to do, first of all, you need to retrieve the data. How we have like,
Okay.
before running the query, what we do, we try to select the data, right? Like we try to select the data and see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
exactly is the value. So here as well, you will first do that only, like car df, okay, dot model equals to, let's say Mazda RX4. Okay, you have got the first row,
Yeah.
right? So I will use location here. Let's just say, okay. Now what you want to do is you want to update the model name here just for this record,
Yeah.
right? So what you will do is you will say I want to update the model here, and you will give the value. I will say instead of Mazda RX4 this would be Mazda RX6. If I do this, now if I again say cars df, see,
But you have not used in place.
no, this is whenever you're using any function, then you will say in place. This is basically
Okay.
you are updating, this is the way you are updating the like any specific value. Here there is not a function,
Okay.
it is like you are using the location indexing and then updating it.
Hmm. This is more like an update.
Yeah, this is like how you update in SQL, like update table,
Hmm.
then set column equal to value where condition. So this is like basically
Hmm.
your where condition. Okay, this
Hmm.
is the table which you will be updating, and this is the column which you are updating. So this basically says set cars df, no wait, update cars df set model equal to Maz, Mazda RX4 where model, sorry, RX6 where model equal to Mazda Mazda RX4.
But there is no Mazda RX-4 yet.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Where is Mazda RX-4 now?
it is gone. It is gone to showroom again. So basically, it has been replaced with RX6, right? Like I have created
Hmm.
a copy.
Yeah.
So you here you will see that mark. This is a I have created. By the way, this is how you can create a copy of your data frame. Okay, you say
Okay.
dot copy, and it will be now
Copy function.
copy function, copy method. So here, if you say copy, then like all whatever you do, it will just happen in Mazda. Okay, it will happen in your cars df only. Like here I have, but then if you see the original data frame, which is your copy, then you will see the RX4 is here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like similarly you can use here as multiple condition as well. Like I can also update like for multiple, for example, let's say uh, that let's say I want all of, now something has happened, and like I want to convert all of the carburetors with one value, okay, with one value to be 5. Okay, and
Okay.
also but not just carburetor one value, but the ones which has more HP than at least 90, I will only do the change over there itself. So what for the both two conditions are there, right? So I will be using round brackets. So I would be saying cars df dot carb is equal to 1, and cars df dot hp is greater than 90. Let's say greater than, yeah, greater than 90 works. Okay, and for this, what which column I need to update? I need to update carb column itself, right?
Carb column.
Then I will say carb here after comma, basically, and then here I will say update it to 5. Okay, now if I do this, now you will see that cars df wherever there was 1, it has been, and both the conditions satisfied.
Updated.
Like basically my gear is sorry, carb is was 1, and my HP was more than 90.
Yeah.
You will still you will still see 1 here, because it even though the carb value was 1, but the
But the
HP was
HP
less.
is less than 90.
Yes.
Can you give uh, an example and we can try this?
Yeah, so I want to update all of the, let's say I want to update the displacement, okay? No, no, let's say I want to update the mileage, okay, to 15, okay,
Mm-hmm.
wherever the weight is more than 3, okay, the weight is more than 3, and the gear is more than 5.
Okay.
Yeah, can you guys do that? Weight is more than 3, weight is more than 3, and gear is gear is 5.
Weight is more than 3 and gear is 5. Gear is 5 or greater than 5, you said.
Gear is 5.
Is 5.
Yeah.
Weight is more than 3 and gear is equal to 5. Okay. What is the value you want to change?
Value I want to change MPG to 15.
MPG to 15.
Yeah.
Is this correct?
Yeah, this is correct.
But when I'm running this, I'm not getting an output.
You won't get the output. You once you run
Yeah,
print the,
just
yeah, you, I mean,
print.
if you don't get any output, that basically means that you have successfully updated it.
Okay.
Regina, how about you? Like, were you able to do it?
No, I'm still trying. So, just a minute.
Sure, sure. Take your time. Let me know if you are getting confused in anywhere.
I'm getting confused in the braces.
That will take some time. Yeah, it will take some time. So Kasim Bhai is in a long streak, so he understands my language. Like when I say what.
Ye-
So
Yeah.
so remember, guys, like whenever you guys are dealing with indexes, you always have to use. I mean, this is universal for Python as well. You always have to use square
Square
brackets.
bracket.
Okay, like whenever there is indexing or whenever you want to filter data or do anything, or use indexing to filter data, then square brackets will come into picture. But whenever you are using functions or whenever you are using anything which is related to chaining, like or basically separating things, then you would be using round brackets.
Wait.
So here everything is under square bracket. where the two conditions are in round bracket and separated by an AND function.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wrote this one.
Can you send it on chat?
Sorry, I'm like typing in the chat and pressing shift return.
But here you have just filtered out, right? You have not
Yeah.
assigned the variable mpg to 15.
Okay. But what to get the result to check if what I have written is correct?
You again print the car df and see whether the, I mean, I will
Yeah.
just again print the car df and see what I, if I, whatever transformation I have made, is it reflecting on that data frame object or
Right.
not. Like if I had done this, I am basically changing the mpg. Like I want to change mpg to 15. So what I would do is say log cars df dot weight is more than 3, put it in brackets, and say cars df dot gear is equal to 5, and then comma. By this I will be getting all of the records, which is nothing but two records only. Then I will just say mpg. For these two records I am changing the mpg value to 15, for which already one of them is 15.8 and 15. I will just change both of them to 15. Now if I again do this, I just say cars df, then I will see that okay, the value has been changed 15. But I want to do, if I want to check for specific values, I can just copy paste it without the assignment and can check that okay, both of them are updated with 15.
28 and 30. 30. Yes, 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 it's working. I mean, it worked.
Okay, Shadir bhai, a question.
Hmm.
So first I'm doing the filtering based on weight and gear.
Yeah.
Then I use a comma. Then I define like which variable, which column I want to update.
Yeah.
Uh, so can I use MPG first and then I can do the filtering and then I can say is
No,
equal to
no.
15?
Yeah, so
It will
no,
not work.
it won't work because, as I said, the format for location or index is always rows and columns. You always
Rows
have
and
to like
columns.
you
Yeah.
always have to filter the rows first, and then give which
Mm-hmm.
column you are telling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Any doubts?
Got it.
So here you're using a square bracket
Hmm.
to have get multiple assign multiple variables like
Yes. So what I'm telling is, I was just updating one variable, right?
yeah,
Now here I'm giving multiple variables, mpg and cylinder, and I'm giving multiple values as well. So by doing this, I have updated.
yeah,
Previously cylinder was 8. Like if I do the same exact thing with rdf copy car df copy car df copy, you will see that the values were 15.8 and 8, 15.8. Here I have changed both of the values, 15.7, 15.7. So although this is
yeah.
like very less used, but still, I mean, I just want to give you guys a possibility that okay, this is also possible. You can update multiple columns at the same time.
Hmm.
Any doubts?
No.
Got it.
Do you guys want to try this?
Yes.
Multiple columns. I can you guys try it out?
Yeah. Can you give the query? I mean,
Okay. So wait. I will just give the query. So wherever wherever the the automatic is one basically, okay. So automatic is present, automatic car is present, okay. Then just update the gear to 0.
Can you hold for a minute? Just
Hmm.
hold for a minute. I'm getting one call.
Okay.
update the gear to.
So if automatic car, then update gear to 0 and carb to no, it update the gear to 6 and carb to 0.
Can you paste this in the chat, please? Comment. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Me.
Sorry. We can continue.
That comment is pasted in the chat. We have to solve that. I mean, we have to write a
Okay.
code.
If automatic car, then update gear to 6 Carb to zero. You got the answer?
No, I'm getting errors.
Yeah.
The multiple values that we give has to be in brackets, like 6 comma 0.
Hello, Shadir bhai.
That is the syntax which I have highlighted, where I'm updating MPG
Which?
and cylinder, both of them at the same time.
Oh, it's not in bracket. Okay.
I got it. Is this correct, Shadir bhai?
Yeah, this is right. But you have actually done something wrong. Can you tell me what exactly have you done wrong?
Hmm.
If you do this on production data, then you're screwed.
Okay.
Uh, I'm still getting an error. Cannot use a single boolean to index into set item.
Kasim bhai, did you got what exactly wrong did you did?
Uh, MPG to 6 and carb to 0. No.
I actually had asked changed gear value to 6, not MPG.
Ah, okay. Gear value.
Yeah.
And now I cannot change it back to this
No.
thing, right?
Yeah. So that is the reason whenever you are updating the data or deleting the data, you always should be very careful, because once this operation is
Mhm.
performed, you can't recover it back.
Hmm.
So you can reload the data frame. And Rajina, like, what error are you getting? If you can, do you want to share the screen?
Yeah, I got it. Actually, I was not putting df.m. I just pinned it on the chat. I was using am in string as string am equal to 1. So I was getting that cannot use one boolean value to change uh,
Okay,
like that.
understood.
Error.
Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, so cool. Let me share the screen. Okay, so yeah, so similarly, you can do a lot of stuff which we have already seen. Now we will move on to other things. Rename, yeah, sort values which we have already seen, right? Like for example, if you want to sort the value with some specific
Mm.
column, okay, sort values. Let's say I want to sort it by cylinder. Okay, by default, if you give, then it will basically give you ascending order only. If you want, you
Mm.
have to specify. Then if you want descending, you have to specify.
Ascending equal to false.
Yes, then you will get in descending order. Okay,
Okay.
and you can also sort it by multiple values as well. So first it gets sorted by cylinder and then it gets sorted by MPG.
Question.
Yes,
Can we sort the value for the previous query as well in one query?
for this query.
Okay, now you are showing us sorting, right?
Hmm.
So we updated something before.
This one.
Can you go back to, yeah, this one? Can we add the sorting as well?
Yes, you can, like if you want sort here by, just need to add one more dot sort function. And now if I want to, let's say, sort it, let's say by carb. Okay, and I will say ascending false. It has been sorted. You can change all the operations whatever it is possible. You can, even after sorting this, suppose if I want something else, suppose like let's say that I only want the model name in only, then I can after this even say model name. Or let's say that
Hmm.
even after this I want some other operation to be performed, then also I will be able to do it.
Okay.
So first, what will be the sequence of
The sequence will start from
panda?
right
So
hand
what
side.
from the right hand side?
It will first take this, and then like it
Okay.
will take whatever the location, I mean whatever
Okay.
indexing is being used, and then it will sort the
Mhm.
values.
And we can sort on multiple columns at a time.
Yeah, yeah, like as I have like shown
Showed
you
here.
here,
Yeah.
you can
Okay,
sort it
okay.
using multiple columns as well.
And for this, we can give conditions like cylinder cylinder has to be ascending and MPG has to be the reverse.
For that you then need to like how we have in SQL, like order by this ascending, order by this descending. What you can do is, instead of like saying like this, you can say, and then again sort values.
The syntaxes are getting more and more complicated.
No, so you just understand that you are just chaining them.
Hmm.
Mm,
As in chaining matlab like it is like only one, since like you have asked for a complex scenario, that is the reason why it is
like
expanding.
here, when I'm sorting value by,
Hmm.
I'm only putting the column name inside the quotes.
Hmm.
But when I'm giving a condition, I have to give it a table dot column.
Giving a
Like that is
condition,
the
yeah, yeah.
mistake I did the last time.
I
I
mean,
only put
but
the AM
that's
inside
the
the
thing, right?
quotes.
Like because you want to, I mean, condition. I mean, basically apply a where filter, where clause by specifying the column name, right?
Hmm.
So that is
Yeah.
that is necessary. Like you basically have to like mention which column and what is the condition it needs to be filtered on. But in this case, Here you are just sorting it by any one specific column. So yeah, I mean it is confusing. It's not like standardized like how SQL is. Like the group by, order by, and everything is like very relatable, right? But here, like
Hmm.
for every function, there is something which is little changing. But yeah, I mean once you practice it, you will get used to it.
And in SQL, like if I have to order by, like I have to put the same column sets in select and order by both.
Not necessarily.
No, no. In like in SQL, you have to do that, right?
No, no,
So
yeah.
here,
So I mean, suppose if I'm just let's say uh, we can try order by. Can I do it without mentioning the column name? I have to check, but let's assume that okay, you are right. But here also, let's say I have only selected, let's say, model. Yeah. So you basically, since I've just selected the model, it cannot find the column from which
here
it.
you have to select the cast df dot model, right?
Yeah. So cars tf dot. I mean, I try to do the sorting. Okay.
Hmm.
Without. I mean, if I don't mention the column, if I don't select the column, because if I plainly say cars df model, then you will get this. But if I now say sort values, it will die by, because it is singular column, it will. But if I, let's say, mention all of this, then it will say that you have to give any one specific value from which it needs to be sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
so
got it.
you need to mention the column name as well. I mean, you must have that column present inside your data frame for it to be sorted.
Hmm. Okay.
Can you guys try this out?
Yes.
Uh, yeah.
Can you give a question?
Yeah, so can you guys sort the data frame by AM, HP, and gear, all in ascending order? AM,
By
HP, and gear.
by
Done. You want it in ascending, right?
Yeah, yeah, ascending, yes.
So if ascending, I don't need to mention, right? Ascending is equal to true or something like that.
No, no, that is no. You don't need to mention. By default, it is true only.
Yeah, I have pasted the code. Is it correct, Shadir bhai?
okay, I got
Yeah,
into
that
a
is right.
longer. Hmm.
Even this is right, but yeah, as I said, you can combine all
Hmm.
of the
Club.
columns using one. I mean, within one itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The second one is used if you want to, I mean, sort the columns based on ascending and descending. Like i-
To give
I
condition.
want, yeah, yeah, two or three different conditions, and I can use the second option. That is better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. So one more thing which you can do is, I mean, the reason why I'm trying to make you guys understand all of this is like just to understand the different things. Okay. Now, let's say if you don't want to combine all of this, okay, you don't want to say you don't want to do something like this by am, let's say ascending true, and then you say ascending false, then you say ascending true. This will also work, okay, but there is a method. Acha, you I don't have let's this will also work, but one more
Hmm.
shortcut method is like how you give multiple column names. Okay, you can also say by, you can give am and hp and gear. Okay, and then you can say ascending equal to a bracket in which you specify how you want, true, false, true.
Hmm. Okay.
So this is one way, this is
Hacker.
one way, and also like
Hmm.
you have other ways as well.
Okay. Okay, this is easy. Instead of writing that big statement.
So remember, I mean, it depends. Okay, now this might be easier and readable as well, but sometimes there can be, hello. Sorry guys, there was a network drop. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I was saying, there are multiple variations of doing the same exact thing. Okay. Now, I mean, you can decide what
Can
which
you
one.
share? Yeah.
Am I not sharing? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see now.
So basically, there are multiple ways of doing stuff, but you just have to understand, okay, which one works for you the best. There can be a possibility that where the code is long, but it is more readable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But there can be possibilities where the code is short and it is also readable and it is also understandable. Like what if like I like say I had filtering, I have to do filtering and
Uh,
update. Sorry.
question. Sorry. When you say that we can do the ascending true, false, and true,
Hmm.
but all the when we use sort by values, okay, all the conditions and everything should be under that round bracket, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we were closing the round bracket at gear. Now we what we do is we add a comma, and then after that we give the as condition like ascending should be this, this, and this, and then we close the bracket. Correct?
Yes. So these
Okay.
are called basically as function parameters. Parameters as
Okay.
in, like, so what does a function do? Function basically takes an input and gives you certain output.
Output.
Now for sorting the value, you need, I mean, there is something which is mandatory. Mandatory is like you need to give by which column I need to basically like sort the entire data frame. The by is mandatory, like it is required, but ascending is not mandatory. Ascending, like if you don't give it, then it will still work, but it will basically present it with all ascending equal to true. But if you want a specified uh, specified sorting, like basically ascending and descending, then you have to give this ascending flag as well. So these are nothing but your
Okay.
parameters. Okay. So yeah, so now we will move ahead, and we have seen and condition and all that stuff. uh, yeah, so one more thing which we would like to see here is how to, let's say I want to create a new variable.
Hmm.
How to create a new variable, that I have this. Okay, I now want to, let's create a new variable. Let's say I want to convert, okay, I want to convert your let's say your mpg, okay, like basically your mileage to, which is in miles, okay, your mpg is in miles, to kilometer per liter, okay. Then what I can do is I can just say kilometer per liter. I can just mention what the new column I want, equal to car df copy of your miles per gallon. This is actually mpg is nothing but mileage, but miles per gallon. Here I want to convert it to kilometer per liter, okay, which is Indian standard format. And then I will just multiply it by 0.4, like, which is the basic conversion, 0.425. Okay, now if I do this, now again if I say car df dot copy, you will see that this new kilometer per liter has also arrived.
Hmm.
Okay,
But okay.
so
Hmm.
like if I again, if I say car df copy dot columns, then this kilometer will be, you will be able to see that. Now suppose if I want to understand what is the minimum of car kmpl.
But this has introduced a new column into the whole data set, right?
Yes,
What if I only want to view the values and not introduce a new column? Like I don't want to change the data set, but
just do
You
this.
can just use.
Don't assign it to
no,
a new variable.
along with the whole table.
Along with the whole table, then if you want to just view it, like basically what you're saying is that don't update it, just select it.
Mm, yes.
Then in pandas what you can do is you can create a, maybe a temporary variable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it.
And
And
then,
update that
yes,
variable.
yes,
Okay.
What if I want to remove MPG? Just keep
yeah,
KMPL.
so that is possible. Okay, so if you want to just remove drop, so basically that is basically called a drop operation. So you will just say dot drop, okay, and you will say here columns equal to, I want to remove mpg, okay,
Well, I want to do both the things in one query.
as in,
I want to first convert MPG and create a new column, kilometer per liter, and then I have to drop
so
this
in
as
one
well.
query it isn't possible. Okay, because the both
Okay.
of the operations are totally unrelated. I mean, it is possible, but that would actually make things a lot complicated. We don't want that to happen. So you do this. Okay, you first do the first line, the second line you drop mpg. Okay, but here again, if you say drop mpg, it you won't be able to see here. Okay, but this is a temporary replacement, temporary adjustment. If I do again cars copy, then you will still find mpg, but here you won't find mpg. The reason being because this whatever operation is getting performed, either you need to reassign this variable. Okay, either do this, or what you can do is you can just say in place equal to true. Now if you do this, and now you will see that mpg has gone. Understood?
Expecting. That's why it's very
Understood.
hard for us to
Manage.
uh,
Mm.
yeah, sleep. It's every day we have to. It's late hours for sleeping because
Mhm.
there are a lot of things. But it's okay. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
we can continue, Shadir bhai.
yeah, sorry
Yeah.
guys, I don't know, my electricity is, I don't know, going on and off. So I have connected to personal hotspot, so I think it shouldn't happen now. But yeah,
It's okay.
Yesterday, the
anyways.
same was happening with our internet. It was
Yeah.
going on and off.
Okay, so basically, as I was saying, that you first create the column, new column, and then you can drop it. Now that you will see that you won't see when you say in place equal to true, that is you are doing in place operation. Whatever you are performing operation, it should reflect on the main data frame itself. Now when you see this, there is no mpg value here, there is only kmpl.
Okay. So it is. You can do it in the same this thing, right? Just
Replace equal to true.
hello.
Sorry,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. So we can do it in the in one single this thing, right?
Yeah, this, I mean, in one single cell you can combine as many python codes as you want.
Yeah.
They're not
Mm.
necessarily like just one single line of code. We write one single line of code because like we want to see the output immediately.
Yeah.
But your
So
shell,
I can see the output and then again continue in the same line, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like if
like
I want to
suppose
check
if I
if
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
so these many
if I'm
parts are
saying,
correct.
yeah, but now if I do this, it will give me an error. If I do this, it will give me an error. Can you tell me why?
Because you have already changed the value in the main data frame.
Because this MPG is dropped now.
Yeah.
Exactly, the mpg is
It does not
nowhere,
exist.
like it is no, it is not present with me. That is the reason why it will give me an
If
error
you
saying
But
that
I have a doubt, like if I have like 4 to 5 lines of code in one place,
hmm,
like here you have 2 lines
hmm.
and there is no drop. I mean MPG still exists, and I want to only check for the like first line or that many part. So can I select and do something to that part, or I have to copy it to a new line and run and see?
No, so that is where print function comes into picture, right? Like suppose
you can
now if there is mpg here, okay, now suppose i
Mm.
i have I'm saying that, okay, let's say cars tf mpg into 0.425, and now if I
Mm.
want to say print cars df dot head, okay, and then I have to, let's say, I will just
Mm.
drop this column, and then I will just again print the head. So I first created a KMPL column, okay, and then
Oh,
dropped it, and then again printed it. Now you will see that there is no MPG here on the second head statement, head print statement.
Yeah.
so it printed the result set for every statement that you wrote.
Yes,
But why do I see like more than two result sets?
Because there are more than two
this is one
prints.
data set. Okay,
Oh, okay,
this
okay. It is
is,
a
yeah,
continuation here.
continuation.
Continuation.
This is
Yeah.
one data
Oh,
set,
okay.
and this is the second data set.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like this is indicated by this
Hmm.
slash button basically
Mhm.
means that there is a continuation.
Continuation.
You can try this out. Drop function.
So in you here have used a multiplier 0.4 to 5.
Hmm.
If I would have not used this and I would have just said KMPL is equal to MPG,
So
then
it
it
will
would
be
have
same.
just renamed the KMPL to
Not
MPG to
no
KMPL,
not
correct?
rename, not rename. It will just would have created
Uh,
one,
add
add one more
duplicate.
column.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Similarly, yeah. Same. Like it would have just duplicated the column MPG and it would have renamed it to KMPL.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you have any query for us or
You can just like create, let's say, create a new column. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, let's say, mm, I don't know. You can create the same exact thing only. That's fine. At the end of the
Okay.
day, you need to understand. Okay, I mean there are multiple ways you can create a column. You can also like maybe append a list. Suppose, but the only thing is that the length of the list should be equal to the length of the data frame.
Yeah, both should be same.
Yes.
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
So suppose if you have a list data type, let's say I
Uh,
create a new list. Okay, let's say of random numbers. Yesterday we have seen range function, right?
hmm.
So what is my length of the list? It is 32, right?
32.
So if I say 32, this is a list, okay, which is nothing but my index. Okay, now if I want to like assign this list, right, I will just say cars df, let's say manual index equal to, it will happen, you will see manual index to be same as index itself. Okay,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the reason why it happened because the length of the list and the length of the cars df are both same.
Same.
But if I
Hmm.
try to do something like this, it will say value
It will
error.
give an error.
It will say length of values 31 does not match with the length of index 32.
Mm,
समझ ही गए.
okay, but what if I want to give that manual index starting from 1?
That you can do 1 to 33.
So I have to give the exact length of the data set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
that you can do.
okay. So what do I have to do now?
Use drop function. Create a new variable kmpl and use drop function.
Okay. And drop the same column, MPG.
Drop mpg is
Okay.
Cars.tf. I have to specify if column is equal to mpg, correct?
Yes, yes.
DBG.
And in place is equal to true. True also does not work with small letter, right? Give me an error initially. Shadir bhai, if I would temporarily want to drop the MPG, I can just close the bracket after MPG, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Without mentioning in place.
Yeah, if you don't want to drop it, then yes. I mean, drop
Just
it permanently.
temporary.
Yeah, temporarily, yes. Like where do we use this? Like what we do generally do is, we don't drop it from the main data frame. Rather, we create a new data frame object, new data frame variable. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you are doing something like that, then you should assign it to a new variable. But if you want to basically do the operation within that main data frame itself, then you use in place.
But now, if I have dropped it, then can I roll back?
No, you can't.
So now I have to
Rollback
import
as
that
in,
data frame again.
yeah, rollback as in you can like again go to the like read csv file function, and then like load it once again, do all of the operation whatever you have done, and then when you are dropping, just be sure that okay, what you need to drop.
Suppose if we did drop something wrong in life, it's gone, right?
In SQL, gone. People have lost jobs because of that.
But in Python, I mean.
Python is still, I mean, depends. If the data which whatever you're reading is only one time, then you are gone. If the data is present in your hard disk, then that's fine.
But in SQL, still there is a prompt to commit or rollback. But here, once entered, it's gone. No.
No, but in SQL you have to first use transactions to basically uh, like commit or rollback, right? You can't do it. Matlab, as in, like what I'm trying to say.
In drop, we cannot do.
Yeah. No, no, not in block.
But
What I'm saying is, like you have to first enable the transactions in SQL. Then only like you can commit or roll back. Then only like whatever operations you do, if you only commit, then only it gets pushed. But if you
yeah,
but if you don't use transactions, like if you drop it by mistakenly, then you are gone.
yeah. But here, as soon as I write the command and
Done, done.
I enter the command, it is applied
Yeah, yeah, done
on
and
the data.
dusted. Yes.
So this is more dangerous.
I mean, I wouldn't say like that. SQL, I think, is more dangerous because if you don't have a rollback, like or a replica or a rollback in a master slave configuration or a backup, okay, then once you drop it, then there is no way of recovering it. But here, since it is in a file, you can redo the operation.
But now, even if I import the this thing, whatever updates or changes I had done to the previous file, all those are gone, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
then you
now
can
when I import it, will be a fresh file, no, without any changes.
yeah, then what you need to do, you still have the original data with you. In SQL, you don't have the
Yes.
original data. The original data itself
Oh,
has gone, I
yeah,
mean, done. But in here, you still have the option to reload the original data, do whatever operations you have done already, and then when you are dropping it, just be sure that okay, what needs to be done.
But now I already dropped the MPG from.
That's fine. What you can do is you can just go here. Okay, I can just go here, and I can, if I if I go here and if I do again MPG, then I will still have the MPG because my source of my data set is actually presiding in my local hard drive.
Hmm. Got it. So I just have to go and run that command again, that pd.read csv, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like you can run it again and you will have, but the only thing is, suppose if you have done a lot of changes, then you have to run all of those again. Like what all changes I have done here, like whatever changes I have done, like all these things, creating a new variable, like for example, uh, like creating a new variable and everything, I have to do that again. Just that's it. Because if I now say columns, car df copy is fine because I was doing, but yeah, if you say cars df, then I don't have any manual index. So I just need to redo this once again, and now I will have manual index. So just have to do that operation once again.